In this video, I am going to start from financial agreements under National Disaster Management Act 2005. Basically, National Disaster Response funds, the fund managed by the central government, as we all know, for this meeting, the expenses and for the emergency response, relief and rehabilitation. Okay, so if the requirement of the fund for relief operation is beyond the fund available in the state disaster response fund account, then additional central assistance is provided from National Disaster Response Fund. The Calamity Contingency Fund, the full form is NCCF, introduced by 11th Finance Commission, was merged with this NDRF. The State Disaster Response Fund is used only for meeting that expenditure for providing the immediate relief to the victims of disaster. Recently, the Standing Committee of Finance and submitted its report on central assistance for disaster management and relief. The key observation of the committee was the scale of relief, rate the scale and of the assistance under SDRF and NDRF should be enhanced by the cover of major head expenditure. Also, the point is the disaster mitigation fund. So the committee recommended that a separate disaster mitigation fund should be organized and undertaking the permanent solution for the mitigation measure for disaster prone state. And then the NDRF is also funded through the National Calamity Contingency Duty, and that is imposed on the specified goods under Central Excise and Customs Duty officers. Then the funding mechanism, it is recommended that an additional 10% of all the allocation of the centrally sponsored scheme may be specially remarked and of for permanent restoration of damaged structure. Okay, there are some other plans and policies there. NDMA came up with a national policy on disaster management, which is known as NPDM in 2009. It is prepared with the vision to build a safe, disaster resilient in India by developing a holistic and proactive, multi disaster oriented technology. Okay, which is driven by the strategy through a culture of prevention, mitigation, and preparedness response. So, the objective of the National Policy of Disaster Management 2009 was to promoting the culture prevention, preparedness, and also the resilience at all levels through knowledge. And there is a encouraging the mitigation measures based on technology, tradition, wisdom, and environmental sustainability. Then another vital point was there that establishing an institutional and technological framework to create a regulatory environment and compliance regime. Then overall, the promoting a productive and proactive partnership with the media for disaster management. Now, the National Disaster Management Plan 2016. The government of India for the first time released its National Disaster Management Plan in 2016. Okay, so it has been aligned broadly with the goals and priorities set out in the framework like disaster risk reduction, the Sustainable Development Goals for 2015 to 2030. Okay, already it's 2025 is running, and the Paris Agreement on Climate Change, which is known as COP21. So the overall framework and the direction of to the government agencies of all phases of disaster management cycle, it therefore specifies who is responsible for what at different stages of managing the disaster. Okay, the plan covers all the phases of disaster management. It includes prevention, mitigation, response, and recovery. Okay, for each hazard, the approach and use the national plan incorporates the four priorities. Okay, the four priorities and have the five thematic area of action. Number one is understanding the risk, And under this, the thematic area focuses on understanding the disaster risk, especially the priority of the zoning, mapping, observation network, information system, research facilities, monitoring and warning systems, hazard risk like vulnerability, HRVA. Okay, that is simply hazard risk vulnerability assessment. Okay, then interagency coordination, interagency coordination is a key component of the straightening the disaster risk governance. Okay, the major part is the overall disaster governance and also the responses and providing warnings, information and data for non-structural measures. Then a part was investing in RR, like undertaking necessary structural measures is one of the major thematic area of the action of disaster risk reduction. Then non-structural measures, investing in DRR through non-structural measures, set appropriate laws and mechanism for techno-legal regime, also a crucial component. Okay, and last one is the capacity development. The capacity development is a theme in all the thematic area of action. The capacity development includes the training program. Okay, basically the training program, the curriculum development, also the large scale awareness which creates the effort of carrying out the overall mock drill during a disaster response and exercise.